Hello, everybody. Hope all of you are doing extremely good. And today we are going to discuss about the last topic in our last module. So I am extremely happy to take this video because this is the last one related to this particular topic. And the topic is working with files. So before getting into the topic, working with files in C++, we are studying C++. And before getting into the topic, I need to tell you why we are studying this particular topic over here. Uh, when we started studying C++ or C, whichever it is, all of us have studied a simple program, that is adding two numbers. For example, adding two numbers 10 and 5 and producing an output 15. So in that case, we have two input, that is 10 and 5. Later, we studied to take more number of inputs. That is, we take n number of elements in an array, and we learn to sort it and give that output in a sorted manner. So we learn to deal with n numbers as input. Moving on, we studied to take records like a student record which contains his roll number, his name, his marks, and so on. And again, we studied how to deal with taking inputs of employees with employee ID, employee name, his basic pay, and then we learned to calculate his salary based upon basic pay plus plus DA, HRA, and minus LIC, minus PF, etc., etc. We used simple equations to calculate the gross salary of the employee. So after that, we learned to read uh, records of 3 employees. Uh, and again, we increased it. We learned to read the records of 10 employees. What happens if we have a company and which has 100 employees? Is it possible to take input from the console, that is through the keyboard? Is it possible to take input to the program? It will be time consuming, right? So it will be easy for us to give a file. For example, if we have an Excel file which contains the details of employees and their basic pay, if we have a system to take a data from the file, if the input is already in the file, we can give that file as input, and we can generate separate files as a salary payment slip for the employee. For all the employees working in a company, they receive a salary slip every month which states their basic pay, their deductions, their leaves, their etc., etc. All the things will be specified in the salary slip. So that is also another file. So we can generate files through a program, and also we can read inputs from files. So why is it needed means, if we want to deal with the bulk of input, it is not possible to type all the input to the program through the keyboard. Okay, so and it is not possible to show always this calculation of salary bill and always showing that salary bill on the screen of the employee. It is not good. We can generate a PDF, and PDF will be there forever. Whenever the employee asks, we can give the PDF. We does not have to run the program again and again and again. Okay, so for such needs, we need to know how to include a file and its data into the program. So this is what we are going to learn in this topic, that is working with files in C++. So first thing we need to talk about is what is a file. It's simple. A file is a collection of related data stored on some storage devices like hard disk or floppy disk or etc. Next, programs are designed to perform read and write operations on these files. That is, we can read, as I already told, we can read the data from files and we can write data to files. And here, in such kind of programs, two types of data communication takes place. One is data transfer between the console unit and the program. What is a console unit? Console unit means the keyboard is the input console and monitor is the output console. So we always interact with the keyboard and the monitor while we are executing the program, right? So the data transfer takes place between the program and the console unit. That means the data is, if we are using cin statement, we are getting the data from the keyboard. If we are using cout statement, the data in the program is given to the monitor. So that data transfer takes place between the console unit and the program. Next one is the data transfer between the program and the file. Similarly, if we have a bulk data, we may not be using the keyboard console, so we may be using input file. So these are the two types of data transfer included in such kind of programs which deals with files. Okay. Next, there is a figure which explains this. So this is the place where we have the program and data, and this place is known as internal memory. So first of all, if you are creating a C program, for example, the program's name is hello.c. Where is it saved? It is stored in the external hard disk, correct? If you want to execute the program is taken to the main memory or the internal memory, correct? So the program is now, if the program is executing, that program will be in the main memory. So that is why it is given internal memory over here, and the program as well as the associated data is there in the main memory. So if you are using cin statement in the program, it will take data from the keyboard to the program. So this is what happening when we are using cin statement. And if you are using cout statement, the data from the program is given to the console unit, that is the monitor. So this is happening, this is the data transfer that we have told in the previous section. That is a first kind of data transfer, that is console program interaction. Similarly, if we are interacting with data files, so data files are stored in external memory, that means hard disk or any kind of secondary storage devices. So what happens is, if we want to write data, we can write data to the files, and if we want to read data, we can read data from files. This is program file interaction. Here program is interacting with files, and here the program is interacting with the console. So I think it is clear for you. Next, in this, cin is used to get input from the keyboard to the program, and this is known as input stream. What it is? Input stream, reading data from the input console unit to the program. This is done using cin, and cin is the input stream, and cout will be the output stream to take data from the program to the monitor. So this is what we have written, we have depicted in this figure. The program want to take a data input from the file. So there is an input stream which act as a mediator between the disk files and program, which read data from the file and give this data input to the program. So if we want to interact with disk files, first we need to create an input stream. Okay. Similarly, if we want to write data to a file, we need to have an output stream. But in the case of console unit, we have a built-in input stream and built-in output stream, that is cin and cout. Similar to this, in every file handling program, we need to create a file input stream and file output stream. Don't worry, we will be discussing it later. So I think there is a definition for you over here. We have already told that a stream that supplies data to the program is known as input stream. Next, a stream that receives data from the program is known as output stream. Next, C++ have n number of built-in classes and files which helps the programmers to build efficient programs. Similarly, C++ contains a set of classes that define file handling methods. So there are different types of functions defined in many classes. Many predefined classes. We can use that files to handle use that functions to handle files in a program. So in C++, a file is opened by linking it to a stream. I told you that in the previous figure. To interact with a file, we need to create stream. To read files, we need to create an input stream. To write files, we need to create an output stream. So that is what we have written over here. In C++, a file is opened by linking it to a stream. And there are three types of streams, that is input, output and input-output. Input stream specially dedicated for taking input from the file, and similarly the output stream is used to give output to the program. And what will be input-output? It will perform both. It will take input as well as it is used to give output. And these are the classes that we use over here. That is if stream. If stream is used to create input stream. Off stream is used to create output stream, and F stream is used to create input as well as output stream. So don't get confused. We can refer a program, and it is very simple to deal with files. Don't worry. So this figure shows a number of classes in C++ directory that contains streaming classes. That is IOS, that is input output stream. It has three classes: iStream, OStream and StreamBuff. iStream means taking input. It is used for taking input from the console. And OStream means used to give output to the monitor. And this is combined to form IOStream. The features from this file as well as features from this class, these two classes are combined to get another class, IOStream. So in all our program, we used to include this header file, iostream.h. We were told by the teacher that we need to include this particular header file, otherwise we won't be able to use cin and cout. So I think the reason is now clear for you. We are including this particular stream because this is the class where we have defined cin and cout. Cin is used to take input from the keyboard, and cout is a stream which is used to take output from the program to the monitor. And stream buffer means, what's a buffer? It is considered as a storage space. So if we have 10 data, we will take one data and we'll store it in the buffer. Take the second data, it will be in the buffer. The buffer will be there until we collect all the 10 data, and all the 10 data as a collection is given to the program. So buffer will act as a temporary storage space which waits there to collect all the input, and it will give the output it will give this input to the concerned program. For example, a scanner. It is scanning a particular page. It will take some time. So the first read data is stored in the buffer, and it completes the scanning. The complete data is transferred. Okay, and in file handling, we have if stream, off stream. If stream will be you can relate it right. If stream is used to take input from the file, off stream is used to take output from the file, and F stream is used for both. It can act as an input stream as well as an output stream. So together there is a base class called fstream base, which has if stream, off stream and F stream. Okay, and the file stream also has file buffer. Okay, this is used for buffering a file. Okay, I think all of you can relate what I have taught right now, and thanks for watching. and we can continue the remaining topics in the next videos. I'll be posting the videos as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, and if you like the video, please click on the like button, and also if you like my videos very much, you can subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your precious time. Okay, bye. Catch you in the next video.